A new research has shown how little altitude developed 2 times in humans on the Indonesia Isle of Flores. Scientists decrypted the DNA of contemporary-day pygmy human beings to discover out if they might be partially lowered of the dead Hobbit kind. The remnant of these hobbits were found for an archaeological dig on Flores 15 years back. The is essential since several scientists had wondered if contemporary humans, Homo sapiens, could include blended in the Hobbit people while they at first arriving on the isle thousands of years back. In theoretical, the could include led to Hobbit genes creature gone downward in residing human beings on the isle. Though the conclusion excludes how concept, it may assist to explanation why evolutionary may favor little amount on islands. The fossilized remnant of a little humane kind Homo floresiensis, called the Hobbit, inflicted a feeling while they were found in Liangbua cavern. Fair above meter in altitude, the humane family member lived on Flores for thousands of years up departure dead, maybe about 12,000 years back. Time down there has been significant study, and debate, on the object of the Hobbit, the evolution origins of residing pygmy human beings, who as well characteristically show little growth, include not been so investigated. The new analyse showed how the Flores pygmies are not considerably clear, genetically speaking, of some populations about the planet. Some humans in the identical area, the pygmies include legacy portion of their DNA coding of both of Neanderthals and else kind of previous humane, the Denisovans. The scientists as well found how the contemporary pygmies include a top incident of gene expression variants how are related in diminished altitude and factory-based diets. It was ever contentious how contemporary day Flores pygmies might be partially lowered of hobbits. It may appear frustrating to discover out how the genes of dead hobbits do not seem to dwell on in humans, elder writer Richard Verdant told, "It sounds love a dull outcome, but he's in fact rather significant." The Connect Prof at the College of California, Santa Cruz, explainable, this gene change how causes little growth must include been this in a overall forefather of Europeans and the Flores pygmies. The pygmies became brief since of the regional facility on Flores how favor creature little, and not since they are partially lowered of the Hobbit kind. If scientists do not include a link specimen of Hobbit DNA, later how can they be sure how the this day pygmies are not lowered of hobbits? Dr. Tucci explainable, we utilized a statistics technique how is capable to discover traces of Neanderthals and Denisovans in the genomes of residing human beings. Later, with the identical technique, we looked for some DNA recite outs how showed origin of length back. No were found, indication how it is hardly how hobbits introduced to the gene expression pool of contemporary day pygmies. Professor Verdant told, my fellow Professor Peter Vischer identified the gene expression variants how define the brief growth of pygmies, and found how they are the identical ones how as well happen in some contemporary day humans. Along, the testimony makes it hardly how the pygmies are in any way obtained of hobbits. The conclusion as well makes feeling since the bounded fossil testimony shows how humans and hobbits may include lived in Flores at various times. She went on to tell, which we requirement to discover are so canned organic remains, or maybe a cold dry cavern how hobbits utilize to ease themselves to. How they may quickly be there. Professor Verdant explainable, brand new DNA sequence technologies were not developed to job on old DNA, but they might as so include been. We are encouraging how associate with these methods in some countries will quickly be capable to get Hobbit DNA of ivory, or of the ground. Insight the occasion how manufactured human beings in brief growth on Flores may as well assist to explanation why usually big animals tend to be little on islands. The largest famous theoretical is how animals develop less flesh amount in occasion wherever the environmental or dietary is impoverished above lot generations. The may be since less individuals are at an benefit since of reduced power as necessary. The present research seems to prove these received information. Flores is a magic location wherever things go and get little, told geneticist Professor Joshua Aki at Princeton College. Dr. Tucci added, in territorially various and ecologically excess regions, a gene expression named FADS seems to act love a crank switch in help animal selector to among substantially pet or factory-based diets.